I'm tracing my foot for you. Hey guys, welcome to my channel Square Run, where I document my transformation as a non-runner to becoming a marathoner while giving you guys tips and tricks along the way. And today I want to talk to you guys about your most important piece of equipment as a runner, your shoes. And what I want to do is talk about my past and current experiences with gym shoes, actual running shoes, to help you guys try to pick out the right shoe for you. 4 years ago, when I was in actual marathon shape, whenever I first started running, I knew nothing about running. I knew nothing about running shoes. I didn't know anything about nutrition. I didn't even know about running companies. The only company I knew of was ASICS, and that was through word of mouth. The only company that I knew of was Nike, Adidas, Reebok, and that's just because they have great marketing. So as somebody who has never ran before, I literally thought all you needed was a pair of trainers. As long as they weren't basketball shoes, you'd be fine. So whenever I first started running, I literally went from couch to marathoner in 16 weeks, only using one pair of shoes, and that was my gym trainers, the Reebok Real Flexes. And as you can see, these shoes have holes in them. And also the rubber at the very bottom are completely worn down. And yes, I did run my marathon in these, and yes, I did have holes in them, and my pinky toe was sticking out the whole way. Now, during my training with these shoes, the first couple of weeks was a pain. I would have a little blister on the ball of my feet, and my feet were actually bruised. Like whenever you have a bruise on your arm and you touch it and it's sore, that's what happened to my feet. Every time I took a step, it would be sore, but my feet adapted to it. So within 2 to 3 weeks, the blisters were gone, the bruising was gone, and I was able to continue with my training and actually run a marathon. However, whenever I tried running in Nike Flexes, I couldn't run past 5 miles. My feet would be so blistered, it would take about a week to recover. And this is where my foot tracing comes into play. So whenever I was running in the Reebok Real Flexes, like I said, I would have a little blister, about the size of this. So that wasn't a big deal. My feet are like pancakes. But whenever I ran in Nike Flexes, the bruise would go from a small little dot, or the blister would go from a small little dot to a blister that would literally take up half the size of my foot. And that would put me out for a whole week. So I definitely cannot run in those. So what I'm trying to say here is, if you don't have running shoes, but you have actual gym training shoes, and if they give you a little tiny blister like these did to me, and they're gone within 2 weeks, you're probably fine, okay? But if you have gym trainers that give you a blister that takes up 50% of your foot, definitely do not run in those. Get yourself some new shoes, get yourself some running shoes. So 2 years after my first marathon, I tried to get back into marathon shape. And first off, I couldn't run in these anymore. These were done, okay? So what I did, since ASICS was the only running company that I knew of, I went out and bought some gel ASICS Cumulus 15s without any research. And I was really excited about getting this because these were like 115 bucks compared to my $50 Reeboks. I was super excited running in these, and I did not like these at all. Whenever I'd run in these, I could only run about 6 to 8 miles before the back of my knees would hurt. And the reason why is because look at the padding, look at the rubber of this shoe. It's huge. It's way more than this. And so this would be considered minimalist, while this would be considered maximalist. And going from this to this, like, really hurt my joints, not my feet, but my actual joints. It was just a huge waste of money. So what I'm trying to say here is that do your research, because sometimes more isn't better. I'd much rather run in these cheaper Reeboks than this massive, expensive running shoe. A year after that, I tried to get into marathon shape again, and I wasn't gonna make that same mistake with the ASICS. I was gonna buy some more Reebok Real Flexes. However, I could not find these at all. And whenever I did find these, they were highly modified. They were highly different than what I had previously. And that's the thing with running in these type of shoes, like the Nike Flexes, the Nike Flyknits, Reebok. Real Flexes or the Reebok Cross Trainer is that every year they change a lot just because of appearances. They want to sell these more. So what I did, since I couldn't find these anymore, I did some research. I looked up minimalist shoes from all the top running brands like Brooks, Asics, and running brands like that. And I found a lot of minimalist shoes, but however, I couldn't figure out what I wanted because these shoes would go anywhere from $100 to $200, and I don't have that much money. So what I did, from word of mouth, I found out of this running store called Run On. So I went in there, I said, hey, I ran in some Reebok Real Flexes. It was a minimalist shoe. I need something like that. So what they did, they brought 5 shoes out. I tried 5 shoes, and I ended up finding the perfect shoe for me. I found the Brooks Pure Flow 4, and it's exactly like the Reebok Real Flex. It's light, it's flexible, it's a minimalist shoe, and the main thing that I really like about running companies is that these running shoes, they don't change a lot. They have some changes, but they're not drastic. So whenever I get done with these shoes, whenever I run these shoes to death, I'll go ahead and buy the Pure Flow 5 or the Pure Flow 6. So the moral of the story is, if you want to get into running, but you don't have running shoes, but you have some gym shoes like these, give these a shot. If they work for you, if they hurt you a little bit, but your feet adapt, it's fine, keep up with them. But if they like tear your feet apart, definitely invest in some new shoes, but do your research. Even if you don't know what you want, definitely find a company like Run On that'll have shoe experts that'll let you try different shoes to help you find the right one. And once you find that right shoe, you stick with it. It's perfect. So guys, I hope you guys liked this video, and please subscribe to my channel Square Run, where I document my transformation as a non-runner to becoming a marathoner. Please follow me on Instagram, where you can see photos of all my runs and all my times, and also follow me on Twitter, where you can ask questions and get to know me. And remember guys, take care of your feet. Shoes are super important, and I'll see you guys soon.